beat you.
Hello.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Who knows what was going on?
Okay. What are we talking about?
Oh no, what are you talking about?
I don't know, but let's make it short and sweet and hopefully funny.
You got it, man. I'm Googling Lindsay Lohan tits right now. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm going to talk about that running back for the Redskins, whatever his fucking name is.
Okay.
And how I don't even know who to drop. Who's your drop this week?
Your mom.
I want to say you should fucking get rid of DeAndre Hopkins now.
You can say
I think it's safe to say.
Trade him away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He sucks. Because of Brock.
Is that at your house?
Fucking deaf neighbor on his motorcycle, man. It makes you wonder, how can a deaf family be so motherfucking loud? I think it's all a ruse. I think it's all a lie. They say that so they can get away with just being as loud as they want to at any given time of the day. Oh, we don't know any better. We're fucking, what you call it? Deaf.
All right, so we're just going to shoot the bull. Are we even going to talk about any games or anything?
We're going to talk about the Sunday night football game.
It sucked.
Not this past one, this upcoming one.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know if we want to talk about Keep talking about the AFC West nonstop.
It's all right, man. It's not
And
like any other division matters.
NFC East does. They got the best record in the league.
Who's in that fucking division again?
Eagles, Giants, Skins, and Cowboys.
I feel like they play a bunch of nobodies, though.
They beat Minnesota. They beat up on each other.
Minnesota sucks now. Minnesota is bad. It's so bad to the point that they just fired their offense coordinator. I don't care what they say.
Probably should have, because their defense is the only thing holding them up.
Their offensive line is terrible from injuries and stuff. They just
like I said, their defense is the only thing keeping them in games.
I know, but like they
have the least yards per game and least points scored per game per an offense.
They're like 31st in the NFL or something. But like God, what do they do? Oh, they didn't. North Turner didn't resign or retire early. They said, hey, we're going to fire you or something. And so he's like, well, okay, let me save face here and just resign. Honest to God, I'd rather have gotten fired because then it makes the Vikings look like a bunch of douchebags instead of him. I mean, you can't really blame him for that offensive line. That offensive line is terrible. So, oh well. So what's going on with your job? What were you saying or not? You said your boss was going to fuck you over?
It's just I had a rotation set up to do, and I had went out and got it and stuff like that, and she said she'd help me on it, and come to find out she hadn't done anything on it. But she kept telling me she was doing something, and somebody else told me that they offered some stuff. So the biggest problem is I was doing a rotation in this other department, and in order to do it, we had to find some other group willing to let someone rotate into my job for the 6 months and leave an open spot.
Yeah.
So when it's all over, we just rotate back.
Yeah.
Well, a manager I kept talking to had offered 3 people up to my manager. Well, actually, how it was phrased is he goes, hey, what people would you want to rotate? And she named 3 people. And he said, okay, pick whichever one you want. Figure out a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
And she essentially said no.
So she was just lying and just wanted you to stay there?
That's what it seems like. That's just what it seems like.
Fuck her, man. With mine yesterday, I got an email while I was sitting there, and it went something along the lines of he was just bullshitting me about this guy, this consultant or something he brought in, and how they weren't going to fill the lead generator position, and that the sales rep position for like up north that they were going to hire for, they decided that they weren't going to go that route and they were going to do something else. So they took both of those positions down that they were, that I had interviewed for, they had brought up in that interview, and they're not going to fill them now. And they're going to hire in somebody experienced to go a different route with something else. And I'm like, so you fucking wasted my time for 2 goddamn months. And so I'm just like, fuck that, man. And they do that bullshit all the time. They tell you they're going to do something, and then they undercut you every single time. This is like the 3rd time that they've done something like that. The first one was I applied for a job. I think I had been there about 10 months or something, and I applied, and they made everybody believe that everybody was eligible or something. And then I get like an email like a month or 2 later telling me, oh, well, you had to be here at least a year. And I was like, nobody ever said that. I was like, I wouldn't even have fucking wasted my time with this, so whatever. And then, and then we had our great benefits and stuff like that. And then they, like a month later, they got rid of all of our good benefits for, our now shitty benefits compared to what we have. And so I was like, all right, whatever, save money. And then on this one, I was like, God damn, man, you all like fucking do this shit nonstop. So, and it's not like they're on a hiring freeze or some shit like that, because they've been promoting people that are already in elevated positions and giving them new titles and putting them over people. So it's like they have their little clique that they just keep elevating higher and higher, and like everybody else that's like Well, what the fuck is there for me to do, man? It's like I already know how to do my job very well, and they know I do. So I have nothing to look forward to. So I've already been looking everywhere else. So I don't care. I went in today with that. Like I just did my job and left, man. It's whatever. They want to fucking play games. I'm going to do my job right, just like I always do before, and nothing's going to change. But they literally can just go fuck
Guys, keep
themselves.
looking out, man.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be fine. I might go the route of 40-hour paid internship somewhere, and then get a weekend job, just so I can start and learn something that I'd want to get into. Because I was looking at this as like, well, I can start to learn stuff in sales, and I can use that down the road for a position somewhere. And I was like, well, fuck, this didn't work out. I got to do something else. So I'm just kind of see what happens. I'm not too worried about it, but I can pass a piss test now. So, and I've quit tobacco.
You think? I don't know how long it takes.
It takes about 3 weeks. I mean, it's not like I'll be taking a piss test within the next 2 weeks anyway, unless somebody runs up to me with a job. You know what I'm saying? So. But I haven't smoked in like over 2-3 weeks.
I was trying to calculate a strength of schedule up real quick.
Hours our back end sucks. It's really hard. Or tougher, should I say. We got to play the Texans. We got to play y'all again, Chargers again, Chiefs again. We got to play Carolina. I think that might be it. I don't know. Because we already played the Jags and the Titans. Oh, we got to play the Colts. That's it. We got to play the Colts too.
Damn it, I ain't going to be able to do it that quick. I'll do it for the next episode, maybe.
Yeah,
come up with like the updated strength of schedule.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's get this on the road.
I wanted to because I wanted to look and see how different the NFC East was and stuff for the strength of schedules like so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
All I can keep getting is last year's.
Why does Von Miller own chickens?
He got a degree in agriculture from Texas A&M, and he owns a chicken farm in Texas. That is just insane. All right. What are we just going to go into it and start talking random shit?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to tweet out everything.
Let's hurry this up. I'm supposed to get my nut later.
A fly flying around me and it's driving me fucking insane.
Mr. Miyagi, that thing. God, man, tomorrow night's game is going to be just so terrible.
It's going to be good.
I mean, it's going to be so damn one-sided, I believe.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Let's start. Oh, we're live here on the YouTube cast. We're up to something crazy, like episode 38 or 9, something like that. Yeah, we're kicking it on up. I'm actually going to look right now to figure out what it is. Nope, it's 38. So we kicked up to episode 38. A lot of action this past weekend. I don't know if you may watch the London game, but it was actually amazing. I think the London game was awesome.
It's pretty good there until the end. It just you're just like, okay, come on, somebody score. I hate seeing games end in ties, man.
Well, that's how the Raiders game kind of came out too. But
we just couldn't get out of our own damn way. That was that. That game shouldn't ever come down to that. We had 23 penalties, man. Shouldn't even have come down to that.
There's some big things too coming out of it. Like, let me think. What Derek Carr scored the most points last week with 41. Tom Brady had 40. Aaron Rodgers 37. Of course, that's kind of how the list goes. Jordan Howard had 28 at the highest point. Amari Cooper had the most for wide receiver. I think it's kind of a crazy week. Like, I know I was talking to you and Nick, and I was like, I don't even know if I should start Derek Carr or not. You know, I didn't start him in a couple leagues. I started Kirk Cousins over him, which wasn't so mad about that. And I started Blake Bortles over him, which still wasn't that bad. Blake Bortles had his better week, but he almost ended up with about 5 points.
It's usually what happens with Bortles, man. You look at it, and it's like late in the third, early in the fourth, and he's got like 3 points, and then all of a sudden you go look later, and he's got 21 for you. So just garbage time king is what he is.
It's just crazy. I know a lot of people are going to be hurting. The Patriots, the New England Cheater Patriots, that are on bye this week. So there's several good players that are not going to be there.
Cincinnati is, I believe. God, who else is it, man?
It'd be week 9 buys.
Texans. I think the Texans are as well.
Yeah, I believe the Texans are. Week 9 is Arizona, Bears, Bengals, Texans, Pats, and Skins. So that's quite a few teams. I know Wilson has a new heartthrob running for the Skins.
Yeah, we'll talk about him later.
Yeah. So, but all in all, I think there's some good games. It definitely looks like what was that Sunday night game? Or not this past Sunday night game. The Eagles-Cowboys game was pretty good. And I think the Monday night game shocked everybody between the Bears and the Vikes. Didn't really think that was going. And then old man Norv got fired today. We're not going to say he resigned. He got fired.
He didn't resign, man. They probably went up to him and they were like, dude, you know, we're going to make a change. And so he went out the bitch Norv Turner way. He's always been a little bitch, and he wanted to resign. I wouldn't make the Vikings look like the bad guys. Look, he's working with nothing, man. They've been decimated with injuries on, the offensive side of the ball. That offensive line is held together with friggin', wood glue and very poor duct tape.
I don't really know how he's still in the game.
He's a decent offensive coordinator, man. But look, they have a quarterback that came in right after week 1 or before week 1, and then their offensive lines have been hurt. AP's hurt, and so that their whole offense revolved around that running game. And so when AP went down, the offensive line started getting hurt. There it goes, man.
And that's another thing too is they got Jerick McKinnon and Asiata, which I was telling a ton of people play him this weekend on our draft bus starting sits. It's just they don't have that MVP type person back there. It goes to 2, not necessarily scrubs, but certainly change of pace type backs where they're not going to be your every down guy. But
man, they have to get somebody next year, dude.
I mean, who's even going to be? I'm looking it up. I love while we're like recording this on the computer. I always want to look and see stats or something stupid. I was trying to see who's even going to be draftable next year.
Fournette's one.
Fournette is one. I don't know if that'll be a good place for him or not, but
I don't see why I wouldn't. I hope Fournette somehow falls to us. I love that.
Dalvin Cook
Mm-hmm.
is coming out there. It looks like just Fournette and him are the two biggies. So Fournette's really the only one that I would say is a first rounder, though. But do you think that's an AP filler? I don't know.
I do. Don't forget Christian McCaffrey. But the thing about McCaffrey, I don't think he's going to.
He's got another year.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure he can come out, can he? He's only a sophomore.
Oh, he's only a sophomore.
Oh, no, regardless. Anyway, whenever McCaffrey comes to the NFL, they would be smart to only use him as change of pace or slot guy or something like that. I don't think he can be a feature back. We say this shit all the time when we try and predict it, and then these players just take off and are great and all this other stuff. So I don't know why I try. Hey, what's Mac doing down there?
He's chasing that fly that's in this room. You can see him. He's like, meow, meow. Oh, you're gonna knock down everything, buddy. I don't even know what he's gonna do, man. He's crazy.
What is he now? You say he's a junior?
Yeah, he's a junior. I just looked up on ESPN.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a crazy stat that he didn't score. Like this past game, he scored his first away game touchdown of his college career. Like he's never scored an away game touchdown.
Are you sure about that?
I am certain because I remember watching the ESPN article about it, and he has not scored an away game touchdown. Like neutral turf, he's scored.
Yeah.
But he's never scored an actual true away game.
I say he's going to be a hell of a slot guy. Whatever team he goes to, if it's with a smart person that, a smart offensive coordinator or something like that, that'll know how to utilize him instead of freaking going to the Buffalo Bills or somewhere stupid that he'll just fucking rot on their roster and get buried or something.
Or the Browns.
It'll be great. Hey, man, Hugh Jackson's pretty smart.
He's made Terrell Pryor something. Like Terrell Pryor's he had all the skill sets to do something. It's just no one utilized him. He's not a quarterback. He sure as heck
he didn't want to change to be a wide receiver. It was his
obviously
deal.
He
thought it was his last shot to be in the NFL, and he's like, "Well, shit, I got to do something." And
look at him, man. He's doing good. I mean, he played in one game. He played 5 different positions for the Browns.
I mean, shit.
So there's been some things like I keep wondering. Like I'm holding on to Doug Martin in several leagues, and I'm thinking, do I want to trade him away? Do I want to drop him? What do I want to do with Doug Martin?
It's one of the you got him on his usual Doug Martin year. Every 2 years, man.
He's like
next door to me.
I hear something. Is somebody whistling?
Fucking kids next door, man.
I hear somebody whistling.
It's just kids yelling.
Oh.
Anyway.
But so like Doug Martin has been week to week for about 5 weeks now. Maybe even more than that. Like I don't know what the last game he played was.
He got paid, didn't he? What?
I didn't think so. I think
he was in a contract year last year, wasn't he?
I think that's what he's going to now. Doug Martin contract.
Pretty sure he got paid last year.
I'm looking it up on Sport Track.
Look at your dog, man.
I know, man. He's watching that fly like crazy. Yeah, he got a 5-year, 35. I mean, he didn't really get paid, but he did get 5-year, 35.
Yeah, for a running back, that's above average. So he's doing all right. But I mean, man, he did it the year before last year. He
I wonder what position roles are.
What for running back? Isn't it around like 7 or 8?
Back is gonna fucking look at this thing. Look at him. He's gonna leap. He's gonna leap up there and rip all that shit off the damn thing. Dude, you're gonna stop. Average salary is 1.3, but I'm gonna look at top salaries.
Yeah, I was about to say for
no. Doug's third. It essentially says his cap hit is $8 million this year. Jonathan Stewart's 9.5, AP's 12, LaShawn 7.6, CJ 6, DeMarco 6, Lamar's 5.5. I'm gonna roll through this. Okay, so Zeke's is 4.5. Damn, he's number 12.
It's first round.
You just broke your jaw
rookie money though.
I think he just broke his jaw. Ryan Matthews has 4. Harambe himself has 4.
I think Harambe's done after this year.
Mark Ingram has 2.5.
That's understandable.
James I Suck Stark has 2.2, and Darren McFadden has 2.1.
James Starks has 2.2 million.
Yeah, and Darren McFadden's 2.1. Reggae Bush has 1.5. How much do you think Taiwan Jones gets paid?
For the Raiders?
Yeah.
He gets special. He's like special teams money. So
How much do you think he gets paid?
I don't know, 1.75.
One. Just one. I guess Eddie Lacy gets $1 million. He's still in that rookie
Lacy
deal. But
only worth $1 million. But the thing is with Taiwan Jones, that motherfucker is hurt all the time and he fumbles. God, Raiders, get rid of his ass.
I just want Fitz Croissant money.
What's that? Is it like 500,000 or something like that?
600,000.
Hell, buddy, just fucking pay me 80,000. I'll go wash.
Jay Ajayi is 580.
Well, yeah, he hasn't really done anything other than this year. Remember, like, what was I saying the other day? He didn't make a trip somewhere. Like, they were like, oh, he doesn't even know the playbook, so they left him back in Miami. That's how bad he was at the beginning of the season.
The Jay Ajayi guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's some dude this year that, well, what the heck just happened? Something just geared through my thing. Silas Reed.
Silas Red.
Reed. Yeah, Red. He got cut, I guess, this year. But his cap hit is $2,000.
Yeah, he came from, I think he transferred from Penn State to USC, and then where'd he end up, on the Redskins or something?
Yeah, on the Skins. Trey, I'm Crazy Mason had got paid $160,000 so far this year.
Good for him, man.
Hell, Bishop Sankey got $317,000.
Who he practiced for somebody the other day? Who was it? Was it the?
I don't know. I know he was at the Chiefs. He was on the Chiefs roster.
Man, that guy sucks. Last year in preseason, I remember I was like, hey, I went and saw him play